Yes, Jorian and Albert Nomden also have to play this game. It's
All right, so let's stay on then.
Albert's choice to play on Radical against Jorian. I'm going to try and find out how much is the stand between Albert and Jorian, because earlier I saw Albert playing Captain Fantastic against Jorian, which was Jorian's choice. Albert won by simply playing one ball.
Go and check that one out.
Yeah, but Albert played against Jorian on the Lost World, and Jorian won, so it might be 1-1, I think.
We'll soon know. There's a runner leaving Engelbane, checking with Albert in the background.
So in the stand between Jorian and Albert, we are in the fourth game. Jorian is leading 2-1. As I said earlier, Albert won on Captain Fantastic, which was actually Jorian's choice. Second game was Lost World, Albert's choice, where then Jorian actually won on that game. Third game was Bram Stoker's Dracula, the choice of Jorian, where he beat Albert with over 800 million. And this is the fourth game, Radical. So Jorian is in the lead with 2-1.
800 million on Dracula with these settings. It's really high score.
It is a very high score because Albert just made 20 million. So Bram Stoker's Dracula is being known as an all or nothing game.
Yes, that's definitely very true. But I realized yesterday that this game was very tricky because everyone thought it was a difficult game to play, and it is not very fast as it is. The Dracula, I think we were all we were afraid by this pinball, but it was very, very slow to play and easy to control. But sometimes with the kickers, you can drain your ball, you can have some house balls, and yeah, Dracula, it's all or nothing. Yeah, that's true. So Albert Nomden is playing, and just a reminder for Albert's career. Albert was World Pinball Champion in 1998 in Las Vegas, so he already won a World Pinball Championship.
That was during a pinball expo or something?
No, it was in Papa in Las Vegas. It wasn't an expo, it was the Papa. I think it was Papa 5, and he beat me, and I was second in 1998 in Vegas. But it was the year that I got beaten Bowen Kerins. Because the final was Albert Nomden, Bowen Kerins, and I, and another player. So let's go on Radical. There is a mystery award, extra ball.
I'm sure he's not going to get that one.
I don't think so.
Is there points for the extra ball in this game? Anybody know?
I doubt it. I didn't see any increase in scoring because of the extra ball.
No. So then he got nothing for that one. So let's see what these guys can do. So this was Albert's choice, right?
This was Albert's choice, yes. He played it yesterday also. And he also consistently made like huge scores in this machine, playing, let's say, quite stable, a 30 million score on that game.
30 million?
30 million, yes. Also
wow.
30 million. Yes.
Awesome. But sometimes the score of Albert yesterday couldn't be the same score as today. It's very hard to stay consistent.
Yeah, I know. If I look back on myself, that I consistently play much better at late nights than I do in the mornings. So usually at IFPA and stuff, when I play very good in the morning, and then there you come to the quarterfinals or semifinals or whatever it is on Sunday morning, and I'm knocked out.
For my case, I play better in the morning generally. In every tournament, I always choose to play in the morning.
Yeah, I do it the other way around, as late as possible. If there is a slot beginning at 2 a.m., that's the one I'm going to choose.
Okay. So Albert needs one more letter to have the lock lit. Yes, the million shot was lit. Yeah, I remember. The million shot is made with the 3 targets. If the player hits the 3 targets and the stand-up target, the million is lit.
You mean the 3 stand-up targets right to the...
Absolutely,
the
yes.
drop targets there. Those
the
are
drop
drop targets.
targets,
Yeah.
yes. Lights the million shot.
You know, the viewers can't see you when you point at the screen, right?
Sorry.
Frank was pointing out to us which targets he was talking about.
There's the upper ramp.
Albert has 1 ball locked. Now trying to make all the radical letters again for the second lock.
Yes. There is 2 letters missing. Now
It seems to be nice inlanes on this game. I've seen several inlanes compared to the other games here where it always chooses the outlane.
With regards to inlanes and outlanes, the game is quite merciful.
Yeah.
Well, that came out fast.
And the snake, when all the letters of the snake are done, it's also an extra ball. But extra ball doesn't mean nothing here.
No, it gives you nothing.
Absolutely. You won absolutely nothing.
That was nice.
Yeah,
It
nice
gives
save.
you glory and honor.
It looks very concentrated.
So he only needs the D.
How come you never see smiling pinball players?
I'm sure they will smile when they can hold up that big cup.
Yeah.
That World Champion Cup.
No, I remember in 1998. It's you never see Albert smiling. Even when he had the World Pinball Trophy in 1998 in Vegas, he was very, very close.
Right. I seen him smile, but never when playing. On the other hand, I don't think I smile when I play either. Oh, that's a danger.
That was a nice save.
Yes.
Not even a danger, right?
I think that now, the multi-ball is lit, but I also think that the million shot is lit because all the drop targets and the stand-up target was done. So it is the time to check out if there is a million shot.
Make some commercial for Coca-Cola at this point.
We gotta get one of those, wipers that removes all the commercials that didn't pay for it, right? I'll call Coca-Cola and get some money afterwards.
These players seem to have some difficulties with his left lock shot. Also, Albert is not taking the shot very consistently. He tried already 3-4 times.
And that's unusual
That's
for being
it.
Albert.
That's it. So we're going to multi-ball at this point. And the left ramp gives him the 3 million.
Yep.
That jackpot, is that... I mean, he got 4 million now. Julio got 3 million. Is that random? Or is it
normally it is written on the pinball that it is the 5 million every time, but yes, Julio have 3 and Albert, the jackpot is lit for 4 million.
Well, I kind of think that you are building the jackpot over the gameplay you're doing, like on Elvira, for example, or Taxi, no?
No, it is random.
Normally it's random.
It's random.
And I guess they couldn't turn that randomness off on this machine?
Well, that is then something that is definitely debatable, not being really fair if it's random, because
It can goes up to 10 million, yeah, and it can
But
be unfair.
I watched this game during the tournament now, and also last week in Swedish Open, and I never see it beyond 4 million. It's been 3 or 4 million all the time.
but yesterday I saw Julio play this 40 million one-ball game, and he got 5 million worth
Okay.
jackpots. Yes, definitely.
So this means the multi-ball is over, and he didn't get the jackpot.
No, the jackpot was done with 4 million points.
Oh yeah, of course.
You've done it.
Can you do it over and over again?
I think that to relate the jackpot, but I am not sure, you have to make the radical letters again.
And there's a drain, but it's a pretty solid first ball, I think. 10 million. If he keeps on doing 10 million a ball, Jorian is going to have to do something with this.
Yeah.
I asked Albert why is he picking this game radical against Jorian. He said, yeah, because Jorian kind of hates this game. So I want to put it in his head that he has to play a game against me that he hates.
Yeah.
It's already a good start from a psychological point of view. And if,
Yeah,
you, can,
but-
and if you can then start with a score of 10, 20 million,
But sometimes you
I did it the other way around when I met Jorian a couple of years ago, and I picked Indianapolis 500. I won the game, but maybe I shouldn't have picked that game.
yeah, to pick Indianapolis 500 against Jorian is very risky.
Well, it turned out good, right?
it turned out good, yeah.
Friday night I have to play the Shadow, and I don't really like the Shadow, and it is Kaylee George's favorite, but I made 500 and Kaylee 400 million. So sometimes when you know that you have to play a pinball that you don't really like, you have to make some efforts to get some points.
Did you see the game yesterday on the Shadow with Marcus Stix from Austria against Chris Stevens from the USA?
No.
Marcus won on 22 million.
Jesus. That says enough about
Wow.
the difficulty level of this shadow. Huh?
This Shadow is
Yeah.
very mean, and also it took longer time to set up the cameras than it did to actually play the
I
game.
can imagine. If you
Yeah.
play only 22 million.
22 million, it's amazing.
So what Albert is doing here is going for radical letters and to get to lock the ball.
For those people who just tuned in, because I see that we are at 148 viewers at this point, Albert is 2-1 behind against Jorian Engelbrechtsson. We are in the last 8 of the World Pinball Championships here.
And there
this
is a ball stuck.
And this is the first ball, the second ball of Albert on Radical.
And behind the screen here we got Patrick Bowden, and that's me, and with me I have Lieven Engelbeen from Belgium and Frank Bona from France.
Yeah, a ball is stuck at the upper part of the pinball machine.
Hey, he's smiling.
Yes,
Yes, he's smiling.
Take a picture. Can you freeze the image?
Watch the cameras, guys.
You see Brian in the camera now.
And Josh.
Brian and Josh, of course, everybody knows Josh, but probably not everybody knows who Brian is. And Brian is, let's say, the right hand of Zach and Josh, organizing this tournament, being the, let's say, responsible guy for all technical issues, tournament decisions, referee things. He's doing a great job. He's just a volunteer. He comes with Josh and Zach all the way to Sweden.
And doesn't play.
And doesn't play, yeah? Exactly, doesn't play.
And he's the guy who makes everything possible. He's the guy who takes all the crazy ideas of Josh and Zach and makes them happen.
So it is 2 now. And then 3 in a row.
And on the fourth it goes down there.
Goes down to the left flipper.
I don't get that loop ramp. I don't see any consistency.
It's a radical machine, man. You cannot understand it.
Well, if I figure out the rules on the Simpsons Pinball Party, shouldn't I be able to figure out a pinball from the 80s then?
I think so. Normally you should.
It's 4 and 5.
And down there. I don't know. Anybody on the chat who knows how that upper ramp loop works on Radical, feel free to let us know.
The mystery award is lit and he made it. The mystery award is, we didn't talk about the 3 upper targets, and there is 3 upper targets and behind them a stand-up target. And the 3 drop targets lit the mystery, and the stand-up targets give the mystery award.
Now here's a skater dime multi-ball.
Yeah.
Let's see how many millions he's gonna end at. 3 million.
3 million.
It's consistently choosing the lower one, 3, 4, or 5.
Yes.
So maybe they did change some setting, but they couldn't make it all. They couldn't get rid of all the randomness. Could that be the case, maybe?
So the first ball is drained, so no jackpot on this motor ball. The kickback was working.
There is a yellow post-it up on the back glass of the Radical, which says that the jackpot is max 5 million. So there must be a setting somewhere in the game that it will never go over the 5. But we have seen jackpots of 3 million, 4 million, and I have seen yesterday jackpots of 5 million, which we haven't seen so far here in the games that were played in the last 1 hour.
Skate or die. I like the sound of this machine. I like those synthetical guitar sounds or whatever it is from the 80s games.
The ball was really coming fast.
It's up to 50 million now, so this seems to be a good score.
Paul, is it possible to me to say hello to the French pinball community that are watching that? J'en profite pour dire un petit bonjour à toute la communauté française qui nous regarde.
That was all French to me, man.
Yeah, I just say hello to the French pinball community that are watching us. Et leur dire qu'également, donc, je vais faire une reconversion pour être commentateur. So 2 ramps in a row, 3, just like in Doctor Who, then 4, 5, not 5. What is the ball is doing? The ball is wild.
Well, the applause that you heard
There's
was not for that ball. It was for another game.
Now you got another million from somewhere, from the upper right ramp.
Yeah. I think it is Metallica with Chris Stephens and Daniele.
They are playing World Cup soccer.
World Cup soccer?
Mats is on Gorgor. And what's the 4th game? I don't see it from here.
So Albert is working his way to have the lock lit with radical letters again.
He already has one lock, so it's gonna be the second one starting the multi-ball.
Yep. Extra ball is lead again. But it is just for honor and glory.
Oh. Yeah, I can imagine how much that honor and glory for the extra balls means to this guy. And he now is at C, right? CAL is still there. I gotta buy a bigger screen for next tournament. This is a bit too small.
It is the high letter missing, and the high letter is on the upper part of the play field.
Is it the upper ramp? Yeah.
It is the upper ramp, upper right ramp to have the high.
Yeah.
Because the high is missing, so it is 3 ramp in a row. And 5. So it's okay for 5, then a kickback after that.
Why do you let the kickback?
I was wondering the same question as you, Paul. I can't tell that.
It's usually below the upper flipper there, but I don't see any charges there on this machine.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an I. 3 letters to go.
No, I think that no, the multiple is lit because there is only 1 letter missing. Yeah, multiple now.
All right, spelling radical relights the kickback.
Spelling radical relates to kickback. Okay.
Again, I think a 4 million jackpot which you can take, huh?
And there's an explanation about the loop ramp thing, but it'll take me a while to read it all. So hold on.
Yes, the jackpot is done.
Mega million jackpot of 4 million. Yeah.
All right, so the loop ramp thing, it starts on 2 consecutive ramps, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and so on. So for every time you make that shot, it takes 1 more to make it the next time.
To get a million.
Yeah. And that's why Julio could do 8.
Mm-hmm. So it is 5, then 6, then 7, then 8.
It starts on 2, actually.
Yes, it starts from 2. Mm-hmm.
All right, the Excalibur, they have gotten the mullion in that ramp a bunch of times. So either there is a switch broken, or I don't know. Oh, there is a nice save.
So Paul and I are the men in black.
I'm always the man in black.
Me too today. $27 million
On ball 2.
on ball 2. Will he be able to beat 42 million of Julio of yesterday? Oh, ball drain.
You jinxed him.
That was ball 2.
Yes.
He had a 2 million bonus. I was just going to ask the question, is the bonus important on this game? But apparently it is, with 2 million bonus.
Well, I've seen games with more importance, but at least it's not
Well, it's not
ignorable.
neglectable at least.
Exactly.
You will probably, at this point of 2 million, not just take the risk of tilting the game, having a 2 million bonus.
BSD Pinball, he won the international division of the Pop, I think it was, and it's got to be Las Vegas back in the 90s. And he's also been to Papa. I think he's been to Papa a couple of times in Pittsburgh as well. No, I think didn't he won the international division of Papa Las Vegas back in the 90s?
Yes, it was in 1998.
98.
Albert won at the Papa. So he were in the States the same year as I do in 1998. But I don't know if Albert went twice or 3 times in USA.
I think I've seen him in Pittsburgh, but I can't say I'm sure. But I think he and Paul went there at least 1 year, maybe 2, in the mid, around 2004, 2005, somewhere. 10 years ago.
Because in 1994 at IFPA in Chicago he wasn't here. In 1995 at Papa he wasn't here because I was there and Albert wasn't. Because I have to mention that Albert is here for 20 years or something like that, just like me. No kickback now.
That's a great game.
Great game.
End of the game
All right.
for Albert.
And he ends on. Well, he's got to type his name first.
Well, it's
Hey hen ho, Albert London.
Let's see if I can fit the score on the screen.
31 million.
Oops. It's my cellular phone, sorry.
Alright, so we're waiting for Jorian to play his game on this machine. In the meantime, I'm putting up the score for you on the screen so you have something to compare to. And there it is. I'm gonna go and get a coffee. I should be able to do that before Jorian starts. So, see you in a few seconds.
And Jorian is going to start now on Radical. While Leven and Paul are taking a break for coffee. So Jorian is on. Ooh! Punishment by Radical on ball 1. The ball is reacting. The ball jumps out of the ramp. And Leven and Paul is joining me again now.
Yeah, this game is going a little quicker than the previous game of Albert.
Yeah.
Jorian is already in the second ball. With,
I saw that everyone saw on TV that Jorian have a bad drain on the first ball. So he found the ramp shot.
All right, I talked to Albert. He went to Las Vegas in '98 and Chicago in '99. He did not go to Papa in Pittsburgh.
So Yorian have a bad ball drain in his first ball very quick, and he found the ramp. So now I know why there is no milk in the fridge, because Paul is taking all the milk here.
No, it's a game. Yeah. Jorian was very unlucky with the very first ball. He only had like 200,000.
So the first ball is locked.
Well, I know this guy that all he needs is one ball, so this game ain't over until we play the third ball. He's beat me a couple of times when he had nothing after two balls and then put up an enormous score in the last ball.
Well, sometimes on my last ball I can make some miracles, but not very often.
Oh.
We can hear Xenon.
Yeah, it's nice background music, right?
Well, and Xenon was released on Pinball Arcade just yesterday.
Excalibur, it's fixed.
Yes, Trap and Redstone on Xenon. That's right.
The next games that Jorian and Albert will play is either The Simpsons Pinball Party or Star Trek, Stan Star Trek. Stan Star Trek being Jorian's choice and The Simpsons Pinball Party being the choice of Albert. And the way it looks, because Jorian just lost the second ball, playing his last ball now, and he has to make up 27 million with that ball. Never say never. In pinball, everything is possible.
Absolutely.
But this is a huge challenge which he has ahead of him.
I wonder what music he's listening to. And he's got a Pittsburgh hat, right? Isn't that like the Pittsburgh football team or something?
I have no clue. It could be.
How many millions? 3. So the jackpot is 3 million.
All right, so it's baseball. Thank you. St. Patrick's Day. I like that day. It's my day.
Happy Patrick.
Ah, it's for pirates. Pittsburgh Pirates, the baseball team, and apparently it's a special St. Patrick's hat. That's why it's green and white and not their
The
original
jackpot is
colors, black and gold.
Jackpot is done for 3 million points.
Yep. Now it's only got like 21 million to go.
There are some people asking on the chat what is the standings between Jorgen Holm and Julio from Spain. And the match is over. The Spanish guy, Julio, won from Jorgen Holm with 4 games to 1. As I said before, Julio is playing amazingly good. If you can take out a former world champion with 4 games to 1, that shows what a great player you are.
As it looks on this paper, Jürgen won on Tron, and Julio won on Doctor Who, Radical, Mata Hari, and X-Men.
So now it is 12 for Jorian. And a mystery shot.
Good morning, Austria.
Yes, Alex. A Spanish guy in the Final Four. I think it is the first time I can see that.
Hey, Jorian, you're messing up my cameras. That means that Albert won this game, and it's now 2 against 2 between Albert and Jorian. We're gonna find out what the next game is gonna be on this show. So give me a minute, and I'll go and